Some people think that the title is the most important part. No. Some people think the content is the most important part. No. The thumbnail is the most important part. People have to see the thumbnail first, then they read the title and decide if they even want to click it. So your content will never see the light of day. Your title will never get read unless you catch them with the thumbnail. So don't be lazy on this part. This is extremely important. Get good at thumbnails, split test them often, and put resources and time towards them. So in order to do this, I want to give you a tangible workflow that you can do. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the way that we split test our thumbnails on YouTube to ultimately get the best possible view count for our videos, the best potential for it to go viral. And it's actually quite simple, especially now that YouTube allows split testing up to 3 thumbnails currently. There's no reason you shouldn't be doing it. And if you want just a basic framework of kind of how you can put it in your workflow and how you can kind of start to use split testing to make your videos much more effective, I'm going to tell you exactly how we do it. First of all, thumbnail is probably the most important part. I know it's arguable between the thumbnail and the title and the actual content, but the thumbnail is the first thing people see. And you got to get them to click it to even give the content a chance. Usually they see the thumbnail first, then they read the title, and then they watch it if they want to watch it. So you should never just phone in your thumbnails and say like, oh, I hope this works, or maybe this will work, or who knows, it's all a crapshoot. It's not. You have to focus on your thumbnails. But that's why I like to personally use this method, is because it kind of just gets you there. It kind of tells you what to do. So you can get your 3 thumbnails up, split test them. After 1,000 views or so, you'll have enough data to say, okay, this is the best thumbnail. We're going to use it for now. Always save the others, though, just in case. And the last thing I want to mention before we get into this 3-step process is just be a collector of thumbnails. Always be on the lookout for a good thumbnail. Whether it's in your niche, whether it's outside of your niche, whether it's just an ad you see in the newspaper or whatever, like just honestly, like be snapshotting them and put them in a Google Drive so you can go back to them when you use this method, because really collecting great thumbnails that are inside of your niche, like by your competitors, and outside of it, is going to serve you very, very well down the road when you need to start making these thumbnails. Okay, so we're going to create 3 thumbnails to split test. The first one we're going to do, probably the most important one, especially for a small channel, is you're going to search your competitors. Search your key term, what is your video about, find out what's working, and change it a little bit, but basically use that competitor's thumbnail as a template for your first thumbnail that you're going to split test. Basically find a channel where the video has done very well. Sometimes that means it's a small channel with not a big subscribership, but the video went viral. Or sometimes it means it's a big channel, but the video got 5 million views. And you don't want to rip it off completely, but you do want to try and emulate the way it pops. Try and emulate the more important assets of it. Just break it down, create your own version of it. That's thumbnail 1. That's probably the most important. If you had to choose one to gamble on, it's usually going to be that, because that's proven data that you can work with. Now, the second thumbnail that you're going to want to do is going to be outside of your niche. So the first one was inside of it. So let's say you're doing a channel on basketball. You're going to basically look up your exact keywords within basketball, of Kobe Bryant or whatever, find the best thumbs, and then kind of attack it from that way. But the second thumbnail is going to be something far outside of basketball. Maybe it's in sports, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a thumb you saw on a video that did really well that was a picture-in-picture on some Hollywood video. That's, as a matter of fact, how we changed and found our viral style thumbnail for one of our compilation channels, or comedy compilation channels, is that we started testing outside of our niche, and we found out that this very specific way to do picture-in-picture worked really well for it. We split test it, and it did very well. So now we literally do our whole channel like that. That is where that collection, the be a collector of thumbnails, really comes into play, because then you're going to look through and you're going to say, okay, you know what? I want to try this one that I saw over here when I was watching a cooking channel or whatever it is. And if you're obsessed about YouTube, this is going to help a lot. So you want to be consuming on YouTube too. Like, watch all your content on YouTube. Start recognizing the thumbnails. Start screenshotting them. Take a picture of them. Put them in a drive. Somehow collect them. Save them for the step 2 method of, hey, I'm going to use that one, and I'm going to gamble and say maybe it works for this niche. Now you have your first 2 thumbnails. And your third thumbnail is basically your own brain and your own creativity. And it could be another version of something you've collected or something you've seen within your niche. But the third one should be very experimental, because it's okay if it doesn't even outperform the first 2. You're looking for its performance in general, because A, you never know, that one might do better than the first 2. More importantly, B, you can be kind of setting or finding out or learning a ton about the new trends or something. So maybe you want to try something, AI that you saw, an AI tool, or you want to hire somebody who is very creative to do their version, or you have an idea for it, or whatever that may be. You want to get creative on the third thumbnail. So now you're going to have 3 thumbnails to choose from. You're going to have the data-driven, evidence-given thumbnail from a competitor, changed, but you're leaning on that. You're borrowing a lot from that. Second one would be another evidence-driven or data-driven thumbnail, but more so outside of your niche that has gone very viral. So you want to go competitor in your niche, outside of your niche. And then the third one is going to be your own creativity. And that could be any of the things that we mentioned. But you want to pay attention to that one because we've also discovered our biggest channel. Essentially, we did that. We did a color background with this cool skyscape, a black and white photo of the person, and then a quote where it was half white, half yellow. We played with the font a few times, and then that became so popular. That's our channel now. We've been doing that for 2 years on that. Our competitors have now all copied us. Now they've changed the branding, but anyway, my point is that you want to get creative and try things on that third thumbnail, because even if you don't use it for that video, you might use it for your channel later. You might see some data that says, whoa, that is a good thumbnail. Let's bump that up to the list. Let's give that to a professional here to really like spruce it up, but run with the concept. Or you might find out that it just completely outperforms the other two and it goes viral. So that's how we do our split testing of thumbnails. That's how we come up with our workflow, basically, so we can just get them in and out. Thumbnails literally get created on that method. So I hope that was helpful. Again, I'm just always trying to figure out tangible workflow ways to help people get going on their channels, get going on all this stuff, because it can be difficult, but if you can basically break it down to some sort of workflow like this, usually you can get it done, and as you get more and more through the hoop, the better and better you get, the better your channel gets, and that exponential curve will go up. So anyway, hope this helps. See you guys next time.
Okay. Right here. Let's go. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, it's cool. You can go on and lie to me, cause I can see right through your lies. But baby, it's not fazing me, it's cool. Facts. I see them texts you sending me. You know you got them tendencies, and I can be your therapy, it's cool. You type it, delete it, rewrite it, believe it, receive it, I seen it, it's cool. Facts. You fake it to fake it, you make it, I take it, reshape it, replacing the truth.